Good morning.
Morning, John. How you doing, man? It's kind
Um,
of early morning by you.
I do a thing when I travel. I really usually try to stay on my same time zone. So, when I'm out here and on the West Coast, I'm in San Francisco today. I get up at 3. I go work out. I do exactly what I would do at home at the same time. That way, when I get home, I'm kind of good.
I love being on the West Coast because, wait, let me start the timer here. I love being on the West Coast because I like getting up early, but I have a hard time getting up really early when I'm
Yeah,
home. But
yeah.
it's so easy for me when
Oh,
I'm
you
out
get
west.
up earlier, right?
So, like,
Right.
I know because I would love to get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., but I just can't do it. But I get up around between 7 and 8, but out in the coast, I'm up at 5:30, and I'm like feeling good.
Yeah,
And,
like all productive.
and then as soon as when it starts wearing off is when it's time to go home.
Yeah.
So,
Well, last night I went to bed about 9:30,
right.
so it equals out.
So, sometimes I miss things, and you alerted me to something kind of really cool in the world that we like to talk about.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is
In
a
the last
great story.
episode.
This is a
Tell
great
me
story.
about it. Let's tell the audience about it.
Well, look, so I'm reading the news as normal, and I see an article pop up that says, oh, Krispy Kreme almost dropped the ball. I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. I've had a moment with Krispy Kreme myself that I found not too fun, and
With your daughter, with a lack of responsiveness.
lack responsibility, and it pains me because it's a North Carolina company. I run in the Krispy Kreme. I used to run the Krispy Kreme 5 miler every year in Raleigh, which is a tradition. And I'm just like, it hurts my feelings. I love my brands, and when they do stupid things, I'm like, come on. But anyway, so there was this kid, and I'll get the details not exactly right, but you'll get it. So he lives in Minnesota or somewhere, right? And he's a college kid. College kids need a little money, so he figured out people, there are no Krispy Kremes where he is. So he figured out he could make a profit, nice profit, selling Krispy Kremes on the secondary market, right? So he would get in his car at 2 o'clock in the morning, drive to someplace in Iowa that had a Krispy Kreme. He'd call the manager ahead of time, let him know, hey, I'm going to get 100 boxes of donuts when I get there, right? Loads them in his car, drives back home, and I think the boxes are $7.99, retail, what he's paying for them, and he's selling them for close to $20. And I'm like, whoa, well, I hope
And from what you tell me, it's brilliant. He's posting it on Facebook. He's stopping at Targets along the way
yes.
in a parking lot, putting up a thing saying Krispy Kremes, and people are, I hate eating them up. Right?
I see what you did there. I see what you did
like
there.
that,
Yeah.
right?
So yes,
so now there are marketers who would be like, oh my God, what a great opportunity. But what did Krispy Kreme do?
They sent him a cease and desist.
Cease and desist. So they took their corporate, that not only did they take something that was promoting their brand, but they took it, a corporate muscle, went after a college kid trying to be somewhat entrepreneurial, right. Not competing with them at all. He's not doing this locally.
Buying 100 boxes of Krispy Kreme at
selling them
retail.
Where people can't get Krispy Kremes, and they're going, oh my God, Krispy Kreme.
What an opportunity for a brand to just, can you imagine what you could do with that? That is like a gift. It is a gift of gold as a marketer.
I think of some of the marketers we know, like Rob Lynch, who was at Arby's, who's now at Papa John's, and Fernando Machado at Burger King.
Oh, can you imagine Fernando?
What he would do with that? Kind of things these guys, especially Rob, who was always on the lookout with his team. The things that were happening in the outside world, Jon Stewart making fun of Arby's and them embracing that, right? Because why? It's national television and it's all over. Why not take a kid? Like, I think you said to me, we were just chatting about this before, and you said something like, hey, man, pay for the kid's college. Do something remarkable.
No shit. Say, hey, brother, we appreciate what you're doing, but we need you to study. So we're going to take care of your college, and we're going to send you, Krispy Kremes for your whole campus or something. Can you imagine?
A real-time marketing opportunity late in your life. So brands now are artificially spending millions of dollars trying to find these real-time opportunities or creating them.
Well, they're artificially manufacturing them, right?
Probably because of the way people are so passionate about Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yes.
They're probably getting these opportunities right and left, and you have to assume they're shutting them down the same way they did here.
Well, I just can't imagine. I'm trying to play the conversation in my head, so somebody sees this, right? This kid's got a Facebook page. I see you, Harvard. The Stanford people out here are like,
Okay.
yeah. But you can imagine the conversation, right? We've been in these meetings, right? Okay. Well, there's this kid and he's getting our donuts. Well, what if people don't get a good experience with our donuts, or what if he hurts somebody? And there's a
fail.
There's a lawyer in the room going, oh my God, like what could happen? What could possibly happen? Like, this is terrible, right? And I'm like, come on, man. I mean, are you kidding me? But oh no, we're just sending this person a cease and desist.
Take this to the next level. Take this to the point of, and not even huge opportunities like this, but that just small opportunities like this exist every day in your stores. You got the guy that comes in every single morning and orders whatever,
right.
Has a cup of coffee, sits down, opens up his laptop or his newspaper. Why aren't you talking to this guy? Why aren't you saying, hey man, we'd love to include you on our Instagram feed? Why aren't you letting employees create content around these things? What about the manager of the store saying, here's our best customer, and not only does he love our product, stuffing one in his face, but he's making money on it too?
Who cares? And you think about that. You wrote a book called Look People in the Eye Digitally, right? And this happens every day. One of the first things I do when I get up in the morning is I go on Twitter and Instagram and whatever, and I just look for anybody who's tagged, who's used Photify hashtag. And you know what I do? I like their post. Oh my God. And I as the brand, by the way,
workout.
As the brand, and also as me,
right.
who's an employee of the brand, right? And then I make a comment, and if I really like their post, I share it. Oh my God!
You and I have been telling brands this forever. How many meetings we sit in where we say, you know what, all these bloggers, all these moms, all these people are making comments about your brand, and no one's even bothering to acknowledge it. Well, nobody cares about a brand liking your post. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Oh my God! It is how many times do I tell you to this day, hey, Delta commented on my post, because I.
And that's you. You're like, hey, dude. We are
post.
frequent travelers. We're in the space, and we still get off when somebody. Or I'll say to you, I wonder what's going on in JetBlue. I hope those guys are okay. Or Delta, they didn't comment on my post. They always comment on my tweet. Right. I start worrying about them. I write a tweet saying, "Are you guys okay?
Are you guys okay?"
And then, I want to take this to another level. I was on a call yesterday with a guy who's writing a book about conversational commerce, and how about conversation is the best content. And let's take this also to a personal level. Like every day I try to serendipitously like somebody's content or make a comment on somebody's content who either it can be someone I don't know, it can be someone I know, or I haven't looked at their content in a long time.
But just something you like.
Effort.
Piece of content you like.
I don't do it 1,000 times a day. I don't get 50 replies saying, oh my God, Ted, thanks for doing that. But it builds your reputation because I like to say a brand is what you do. A reputation is what people remember and share. And in Krispy Kreme, instead of building a reputation of we embrace our customers, they're building a reputation of we're doing nothing but protecting our brand or doing what we think is protecting our brand.
Well, and like my experience with Krispy Kreme, which was, we were trying to make some, my daughter was trying to make some content on National Donut Day. And they're publishing all this National Donuts Day stuff on Instagram and all this stuff. So we order some donuts delivery, right? Because, I'm constantly interested in the evolution of retail. Donut delivery, just makes sense. And they get misdelivered. They get delivered to somebody else in our building. And when we call the store, they're like, it's your problem.
Sorry.
I'm like, no, it's your problem because, it's a box of donuts. Fix it.
By the way, and they can attribute that to, we have 1 minute left, buddy. They can attribute that to one store. But truth is, it's company culture. It's empowering your employees to think and do and step outside the box and use their brains, or even just reach out to corporate and say, "Hey, we want to do something here. What do you think?" And not being afraid to do that. Let's wrap it up with
your people in your store who touch your customers are the face of your brand.
Yes.
Not your marketing department. That's it.
That's it. Nice talking to you today, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Love
Have
you.
a great day.